Why do I record everything? Two different reasons. If anyone's away for a day, they can go and catch up on what we did for that day. Also for the future, if you want to know what, like if someone else starts teaching this course, they can see what we've done. Putting it all on YouTube if just random people are interested in learning about this stuff that's out there for them to learn.
Oh, we're going to be on YouTube.
Yes, remember what I said? If you don't want to be on YouTube, make sure you're sitting behind the cameras. We've got two of them here. Okay, today what I'd like to do, guys, is I'd like to show you guys the equipment I usually take with me when I'm out prospecting. This is my prospecting backpack, and it's not too heavy. I can actually carry this thing for an hour walking into a claim if I have to. It's not too bad. It's very big. You might notice it's quite bulky, but it's not all that heavy. Because some of the things in it, like the buckets and whatnot, take up a lot of space, but they don't weigh very much. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the stuff I keep in this backpack and explain to you some of the items and why I take them with me. Everyone can figure that one out. Of course, I need a gold pan with me. I actually keep two different classifiers with me when I'm out in the field. A 1/2 inch, 2 mesh. A 1/4 inch, mesh. 4 mesh. Perfect.
Got it right.
Perfect. And that's because depending on which creek I go to, I might want to classify down to different amounts. If I'm going to a place I could find nuggets, I'll go for the 1/2 inch. If I really doubt I'll find a nugget, I'll classify down to 1/4. Usually have a second pan with me, often just a small one. Typically what I use the small one for is to dump my cons into. After I'm panning, I look through my pan, I see there's a bit of gold, a lot of black sands. I'll just dump it in there as a place to hold it while I continue panning for the day. In the end, I might dump it into a little Tupperware container or something, take it with me, might pan it down. I usually have a second pan of some sort with me. Water bottle?
Oh my god, you were so close to getting it in there.
Whatever. Now, I've always got multiple shovels with me too. I didn't bring in my great big long one. I usually have the 5 foot or 6 foot, probably 5 foot shovel, the big one with me. But I'll also have a small trowel for getting into the small spots. And I have the medium-sized shovel here. It's good for just those like small sample areas, or sometimes if I want to walk down like a big long hill or something to get into a tight spot, I'll just take the small shovel and the small pan with me so it's easy to get in. I'll usually have the little backup small shovel here.
I have that same shovel.
Do you? Great little shovel. Now you notice earlier I threw out an empty water bottle? Well, I carry lots of water with me. Always carry lots of water with me because it is a physical activity panning. I'm often doing it in the summer when it's hot out. I need to keep myself hydrated, and certain creeks I don't mind drinking out of the creek, but others you don't want to drink out of. So I always keep lots of water with me. And in the summer, it's not uncommon for me to throw 6 of these into my backpack for a day panning because I'll go through that much water. And often what I do is I throw 1 or 2 frozen ones in as well, so at the end of the day, they're still nice and cold. Talk about the dredge in a bit. The dredge. Now, this is something that I often don't carry in the backpack. I often put this one onto my belt, so I'm carrying it in with me on my belt. And the reason I carry the machete with me,
People do that. Always gonna whip it out.
yeah. The reason I carry the machete with me is you may have noticed at the creek we were walking to, all those branches that overhang the creek make it a pain to walk down creeks. The machete just clears the way. You know, when I'm going into bear country, I'll also put it on my belt just like I feel more comfortable for some reason having it. I don't know why. I do carry the bear spray with me. I'm sure the machete's not going to help me at all against the bear, but it makes me feel better about myself or something. Oh, let's see, what else do I started clearing this pocket. backup little shovel, I end up with a lot of shovels that look like that.
Why?
Because I always push shovels past what they can handle. You know, I get in between two rocks and I want to pry them apart, and then I break my shovel. I break a lot of little shovels.
That could make a very good prison shake.
Okay, that's that pocket empty. Over here on this side, in this pocket. Here's another one I usually just have in my pocket, not in my backpack, but this is my GPS. Records where I've gone, and also before I go out to a claim somewhere, I will program in the coordinates of the claim in there and actual boundaries, so I know exactly when I cross onto my claims and when I'm getting there, and a little bit of a safety for getting back. Not that I would typically get lost on my way back, but a bit of a safety just to make sure I can get back. This tells me exactly where I am. I'm going to skip over to this box for a second, show you another little safety piece of equipment I carry with me. It's like a walkie-talkie, yeah. This radio, this two-way radio here, is programmed for the logging road channels, the channels that logging trucks use to communicate back and forth. I've got them programmed into here for two reasons. One, I'm always driving on logging roads, and I want to know if there's oncoming logging trucks, so I just put up my dash, I listen to them, because they always call out their kilometers. Also, when I'm in a creek valley somewhere, if I'm in trouble, my cell phone's not going to work. I'm usually at a cell range. The only option I have for communicating out is to talk with someone in the area that's on one of the, what they call resource roads, but typically logging roads. So I've got this thing programmed so I can call out to logging trucks, basically. So if I fall and break my leg, I've got communication to get out. And later on in the course, I'm going to explain this radio to you guys a little bit more. We'll even talk about how to communicate on logging roads, what the protocols are for calling out kilometers and letting people know that you're on the roads. But we'll talk about that at a later time. I said a second ago that I don't rely on the machete against the bears. I do carry the bear spray with me, and if I'm worried at all about bears at the time going into country I don't know, or I think there might be bears around, I don't leave it in my backpack.
Is that a zip tie?
It is. It's, okay, let's be careful here. Bear sprays have safeties on it, so you can't accidentally pull them. There's also an extra safety on this that I put on it when it's in my backpack, so it doesn't accidentally go off my backpack. If I'm going to put this on my belt or in my pocket when I'm hiking, I will take off this one zap strap here. This one zap strap. And now, it's a quick, pull this thing off, it's live, and I can spray it. I don't want it to accidentally go off my backpack, that's why I do put the extra safety on it, just to make sure it's not going to accidentally get bumped in the backpack and go off. Yeah, what else is in here? Yes, sir. Bear spray is pepper spray. It's a very, very strong pepper spray. And you know, if you have a bear charging down on you, you aim it right in their face and you wait the last possible second. You wait till they're right there, about to bite you. You spray it in their face and it burns their eyes, it burns their mouth, it makes it extremely uncomfortable for them. They won't be able to see for a while and it basically scares them away. And there's a bit of a joke about that, the bear spray for grizzlies, how you use it is just before they attack you, you turn and use it on yourself, and that way you don't care that you're being mauled because you hurt so much from the bear spray. No.
Isn't bear spray the stuff that forms in a cloud and it'll float?
It shoots straight out at them. Straight out at them. And it's just a deterrent. Yeah, it's just a deterrent. Oh yeah, and it sprays out at them, but if the wind's coming back at you, you will be uncomfortable. You will not like it at all. It's nasty stuff.
I mean, if you could try it.
Did it?
Came back with my face.
Oh. The next thing I pulled out is sunblock. I'm a redhead. I burn from sun. I gotta keep myself sunblocked, so I always have it with me.
Do you ever have to do your chest or anything, or just the beard cover?
It's a beard. Now, I just noticed as I was looking through this morning to make sure I had everything here, is I don't have my bug spray. I usually have bug spray in here because bugs out in the bush can be awful. But for some reason, I don't have my bug spray today. I must have taken it out for some reason.
Toilet paper.
TP, toilet paper. There's no facilities out there in the bush. You gotta bring your own stuff. And actually I have a couple of versions of it just in case.
Shard and ultra soft. Huh? What's that?
What's that? Guesses?
Sock.
Socks, extra socks, because you get wet feet. And you know, especially now that it's starting to get cool out there, if I do end up with wet feet, but I'm still going to be out in the forest for hours, I'll want to switch over to socks to keep myself warm. And they're also wool socks, so they can take being a bit damp and still keep you warm. Is that one empty? That one empty? What else have we got in here? Okay, that's part of the draft. We'll leave that till later. The snuffer bottle. Now we're going to make one of these as a class. What these things are for is for sucking the gold out of your gold pan. Just like those little aqua tweezers we had, except this one works a bit differently and you can use it over and over and over again. It sucks it up and it stores it inside for later. I have mine on a strap so I can just wear it around my neck. As I'm panning, it's right there. I can suck up my gold. It's always with me. A lot of people that have been out panning, put them in your pocket. At the end of the day, they go to get their snuffer bottle and it's gone. It fell out, they didn't know about it, all of their gold is inside, it's floated down the creek somewhere. So I keep mine around my neck where I can keep track of it easy. There's something in there too, and I don't know what's in there. I should take it out and see if I left some gold in it. Okay, let's get some other things out of here. Little cotton gloves. Just keep my hands warm. I do in the fall and winter wear big rubber gloves, and I'll usually put the cotton gloves underneath so there's a bit of insulation.
You pan in the winter?
All winter long, yep.
Really? You are a daredevil.
Okay, I got a couple little brushes in here. A toothbrush, just because you know you have to worry about dental hygiene while you're out there. A couple brushes. I use these things to clean out cracks in bedrock. No, I use these things for cleaning out cracks in bedrock because gold will often settle down into small cracks on the bedrock, and I can get in the cracks and clean them out and get the little gold flakes that are trapped down in the cracks with the brushes. Toothbrush, nice and small. A little bit bigger one here with coarse bristles so I can scrape things down. I don't see it right now, but I do usually have this big one too, a big brush for brushing down bedrock. And if I need to brush my teeth, I can with the dirty old toothbrush.
I actually thought you were being serious when you pulled that out and like pulled it like piece of the lid off it or something.
Yeah. Okay, I got a couple other tools here called sniping tools. Same idea. A little tiny sharp shovel that I can get into those cracks and scrape and scoop stuff out of cracks with. A little screwdriver that I can get into cracks in bedrock and pry a little bit, breaking chunks of rock off, opening those cracks up. So we call these things sniping tools. When you're getting gold out of cracks in bedrock, we call that sniping. So I've got a few different sniping tools in there. Grab. My goodness, I got a lot of stuff in here today. Little pocket knife. Just you never know when you have to cut down, whittle. Maybe you're cooking hot dogs. You want to make yourself a hot dog stick, whatever. Tweezers for picking the gold out of your pan, or more importantly, often if you see gold on bedrock, which sometimes you can see underwater, you can't pick it up with your fingers, but you can get in there with tweezers, grab it, and pick it up. So that's really why I've got the tweezers, is underwater grabbing the gold. An extra set of tweezers, because I often go out with people, so I've always got extras of everything with me.
You have panning buddies?
Oh yeah, I got lots of people go out with me. A loupe, a jeweler's loupe. It's just basically a magnifying glass. A little magnifying glass so you can investigate your black sands. Get in there, see if maybe that glittery thing is just fool's gold or maybe it's real gold. You can see what's in the black sands nicely. And for some reason, again, I have two of those. My goodness, I need to clean up my backpack. I got all sorts of stuff in here. Another pocket knife. A little flashlight. A little flashlight for just seeing underneath rocks, or if you're getting into dark places. A little flashlight that now has dead batteries. Yes. Really useful. You guys are familiar with these little aqua tweezers? Sometimes you want campfires out there. You want to cook yourself a hot dog at lunch or something to light a fire with. Okay, this little tool here is a magnet on a little spring plunger. Remember, black sands are magnetic, so sometimes I want to get in there and get rid of the black sands. I can go in there, I push this down, I wave it around, it grabs the black sands. I can take it out, let go of it, it drops the black sands. Just a way of getting black sands out of your ponds. Yes. A whole collection of glass vials for storing my gold. Often when I'm out showing people how to pan, I'll show them how to pan, I'll take some of the gold, I'll put it in a glass vial, give it to them, let them go away with it. So I always keep lots of them with me. This is hand lotion. This is cream. You get dry when your hands are constantly in water. They dry out pretty bad. And the hand lotion also acts as a great lubricant for the dredge. If the dredge starts drying out and getting rough to work on, you just smear a bit inside it. Acts as a great lubricant. Gold bar for anyone? It's just a little piece of lead that's painted gold. Something we were using for teaching people how to pan, just so they could see it in the bottom of the pan. Okay, more cotton gloves. A little, another set of sort of rubberized gloves. And the mosquito net. Sometimes mosquitoes can get really bad. And if it gets so bad that they're annoying, they're flying up your nose, flying in your mouth, it's awful. I take this and just put it over top of my hat and keep them away from my face at least. Sometimes mosquitoes can be really, really bad. Okay, there we go. Okay, I said I was going to talk about the dredge a bit later. This is a hand dredge. We're going to be making one of these as a class. This is a tool that you can put down underneath the water, underneath rocks, in cracks on bedrock, and it sucks in and pulls gravel and water with it, and then you put it into your pan and empty it out. You just do that over and over and over. Sort of a way of digging underneath the water. Works really, really well. And we'll be making one of these, each of you guys in here. What else is in here?
When will we make one of those?
The padded gloves. I often I'm using a pick to break ground up, and you need the padded gloves, otherwise you get blisters all over your hands. More cotton gloves. Really, I only need 1 or 2 pairs of cotton gloves. I don't need 4 like I have, but my backpack is getting a little overwhelmed.
You have so much fun putting this back together.
I need to clean it out anyways. A pen. Why have a pen in there? Who knows? Okay, and there's one. Oh, let's take this off here. And there's one more little compartment, and I should have my rubber gloves down here. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I've got all sorts of things down here. Nice big rubber gloves that cover a long ways up, and that's especially useful for the winter time when I'm going grabbing down into ice cold water. I don't want my hands freezing, so I got the big gloves to keep my hands warm. Another nozzle for the dredge. More water. Never too much water.
And cotton gloves.
And this, I have a little spritzer of water here, and that's because I'm also a bit of a rock hound, so I like to go out and see what fancy rocks. And the spritzer of water just sort of shines up rocks so you can see them a bit better. That's just me.
Probably helpful is really hard.
Yeah, although that water has been sitting there in that thing for years. That's pretty disgusting water. And something I like to do at the end of every season, once I have cleaned out my backpack, which obviously I need to do once in a while, I end up with a lot of gravel in the bottom of my backpack. Because every time I put a pan in, it's got something, and exactly. Every year I empty out my backpack into a pan and see what's in there, and I haven't yet not found gold.
Really?
Yeah, every year I'll take my backpack and I'll just take all this stuff that's in it, empty it all into a pan it out, and every year I find
Aquafina wrappers.
Aquafina, every year, well actually, pretty much I do find every year wrappers. There's usually chocolate bar wrappers in here too. Okay, so let's empty this out. Let's go outside and see if I can find any gold in my backpack.
Do you ever carry like a first aid kit with you?
I carry it in my truck. I do carry a first aid kit in my truck. I probably should have something in the backpack with me.
How much a pine needle's worth?
Yep, there it is. There's gold.
Oh yeah.
There's at least 3 pieces of gold in there.
Yeah, first aid.
4, 5, yeah. And you know, I know there is because often when I'm out panning and I find just tiny, tiny specks in my pan, I won't bother taking it out. I just put my pan away and I know it's falling in there, so I know there's going to be gold in there. But every year, there's gold in that pan.
Nice. I have it. Oh, let's go. Oh, my.
Okay. Now I showed you a bunch of stuff that I carry in my backpack, but there is other things. Gentlemen, look up this way, please. There are other things that I take with me that I didn't necessarily bring in today. As I said a second ago, I usually bring that big shovel with me. I like the big, tall shovels for digging. I also have different sets of waders I'll use depending on where I'm going and how cold the water is. I've got chest waders, I've got hip waders, and obviously the boots that we've all been wearing going to the creek. Depending on what I need for the day, depends on what I put on for that. You'll notice, you notice when I go out, I've always got that great big floppy hat. Often when I'm going out in the summertime, it is hot and there's a lot of sun. I need that protection from the sun. If I don't, personally, redhead and I'm bald, if I don't have a hat on, 15 minutes of direct sun, I can have sunstroke. So I have to have my hat on. So that's another thing I keep with me all the time.
Is that just a myth or is that legit? Like having red hair, like why does that actually...
You have fair skin?
No. What do you think you know? I'm like asking like just...
You gonna let me talk or what? Huh? Yes.
You interrupted me.
Yeah. Red hair, yes, you have fairer skin and it can't take sunlight the same as someone that has dark hair or even blonde hair. They can take sun better than redheads. So redheads have a hard time in sun.
Because I have like black hair, so the sun will go to the black hair.
You get a hotter head because of that, but no, you won't burn as much. And different redheads react differently. My wife burns instantly. My skin can actually take a lot of sun. But for some reason my head can't, like I'm bald, and I get sunstroke real easy. Okay, back to the equipment. Someone asked me while we were out there if I carry a first aid kit with me. And I have a big first aid kit in my truck, but I actually don't carry anything in my backpack, which is just made me think I probably should. Good call. That was you, wasn't it?
That was not me.
That was who asked me that? That was you. Yes, good call. I should have some sort of first aid kit with me, which I don't. I'll have to look into that. Any other questions about equipment for prospecting? Okay, I want you guys, one question. Someone come up with one question. Of course, Liam. What would you like?
Do you comb your beard in the morning?
Okay, let's come up with a question about the equipment for prospecting. Yes?
Do you have a prospecting license?
Oh, good call. Yes, I do. It's called a free miner's license, and you only need a free miner's license if you own a claim. Other than that, if you're just out recreational panning, you don't need one. And we'll go through that a lot more later on when we talk about rules and regulations. Good call.
Oh, and that's why it's with the bridge and everything, you can't mine under the bridge because it's owned by the city.
Yeah, there's certain setbacks and certain things that you have to stay away from, like underneath the bridge, because they don't want people digging around the foundations and, you know, weakening the foundation of the bridge. Awesome, guys!